we've said kids are resilient, and what that means is I can do anything that I want and the kids will get over it, right? I can be a single mother by choice. I can leave their father if I fall out of love or fall in love with somebody else. I can form a relationship with, between two men or two women. I can break up this new relationship, repartner with somebody else, break up again, and the kids are going to get over it. And I actually read a brilliant article just recently that talked about how this generation, my generation, Gen Xers, were the first generation to really grow up with normalized family breakdown. And when you normalize something, you stigma the response to it. You stigmatize the response to it. So if somebody then has a reaction and says, oh, divorce is wrong, or you shouldn't, same-sex parents deny children something that they need. Now that those things have been normalized, if you have a response against it, like that hurt me, or I really suffered because of it, now you stigmatize people for speaking up against it. And so there is a problem with believing that kids are resilient line, or the love makes a family line, or that men and women are optional in the family project line. The downside is the kids are going to suffer, and now they're going to be muzzled as a result. But like you said, the suffering is going to come in the form of they actually won't be resilient, because you don't create resilience by destroying the fundamental bonds that children form in their early life. If you want them to be resilient, they have to feast on three things: mother's love, father's love, and stability. They have to have that triad all the way through their 18 years and beyond. And it's only then, when they have that kind of feasting on both the involvement of dad, involvement of mom, and the stability of both of them in the same home, that then they are going to be able to overcome the external challenges. Then they're going to be able to move out into the world with confidence. But if you continue to destroy their interior world by destabilizing or starving them of the fundamentals in their early life, no, you're not going to have resilient children. You're going to have anxious children. You're going to have children that constantly suffer with feelings of abandonment, and kids that don't ever really grow up to the point where they will then very likely repeat the same failings that were handed down to them by their parents.
I've heard of big business and big pharma and big tech, but you recently spoke about big fertility. I'm wondering what you meant by that.
Yes, big fertility is the industry where we make babies. And it has a lot of similarities to the industry where we take babies. So big fertility and abortion are really two sides of the same child commodifying coin. Abortion says if a child is unwanted, I can violate their right to life and force them out of existence. Big fertility says if a child is very wanted, I can violate some child's right to life and maybe a child's right to their mother and father and force them into existence. Our first chapter in the book is the chapter on life, and it was written by Abby Johnson of Unplanned fame. She talks about both abortion and IVF as grave threats to children's right to life. And both of them are being run by industries. Neither of these are benevolent nonprofits. Both of them are for-profit industries that are working to advance the desires of adults on the bodies of dead children. And a lot of people are shocked when I go out and speak about the harms of reproductive technologies. They're shocked to hear that IVF actually is responsible for more embryonic loss of life each year than Planned Parenthood is. When a woman goes in for an abortion, typically it's only one child's life that's at stake. But in big fertility, parents are encouraged to create many more embryos than they ever intend to implant or parent, so that they can grade and select and discard the ones that they don't want, and then only implant the very, very few that they do want. So unfortunately, we've got a two-front war on the battle to defend children's right to life, and Abby Johnson spoke about it at length in the Life chapter in Pro-Child Politics.